Okay, hey guys, so Keon here, and I've started to work on Phantasy Star Portable Infinity 2, Phantasy Star Portable 2 Infinity for the PSP. Huh, there I got it. So, um, this is kind of quick look of where I am right now. All I've really done is set up a quick page, and what you can do is import, and if you've already exported some files, you can select them, open them, import, and I forgot to add the part where I actually render the folders over here. So if you reload, then it kind of recognizes that there's folders and there should be something. And right now I've really only gotten the drops. So if there's a green drop, uh, drop orange, and it actually loads it right on top of the other one. Um, this is really quick proof of concept stuff, um, just to see if the format is viable. And so the kind of good news for that is the format itself doesn't seem to be that complicated. Quotation, question mark, asterisk. Um, the thing about the file format is really only seems to be a few couple groups or sections. So it starts at the top, it jumps down to the bottom, and then you've got a vertex list, material list, and a bone list, and that's about it. The thing is that there's lots of attributes inside each one of those um, groups, so getting it all down is going to take some testing and stuff like that. But before I can even get into that is the question of how to get to the files. And so just to kind of take a look at the layout of the ISO is if you look here, there aren't that many files in Phantasy Star Portable 2 Infinity. Most of it, if you look in movie, there's a bunch of PMF files. It would be kind of neat to see if there is um, a codec or decoder that could kind of change these into MP4 or something like that. But other than that, module PRX, there's, if you look closely, there's boost.fbb, file.fbb, and there should be one more, media.fbb. So all the game's files are in this one huge archive file, which is file.fbb. So that's the entire file system on the disk in one file. So what the game does is it goes and loads file.fbb, and all what that is it's a list of archives just stacked one right next to the other. Um, there could be like a header or something here, but it's compressed. The top of the file is uh, gobbledygook, jittery junk. It might need a key, it might be decryption, it might be compressed, it might be any of the above. Um, but the good news about that is I don't need to really worry about that too much because most of the files are going to be NML, 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 NML. All these archive files just stacked one on top of the other. And so if we take one of these NML archives and look at it, um, blown up, what it looks like is there's a header that says NMLL, and that gives the file offsets inside the NML data. And the ML data is generally going to be compressed with Blowfish. The good news is thanks to Essence Gase tools, I was able to port that to Node.js, which means I can port it to JavaScript and be able to read that inside the page. And then from there, you've got NML pointers. And so the way this works is when the PSP reads the file, it's going to copy it into memory. And so when it copies into memory, the easiest thing for them to do is probably just to update the pointers and have it be able to read directly from memory. And I think that's just a mechanic of how they did that. And then after that is going to be the TML, which is the textures. And the TML data is either going to be um, compressed or um, uh, what's the word, encrypted. And so if you look here, we can go to my kind of project folder, unpack, and the good news is the textures are in a pretty simple format. They're in a format called UVR, and it's pretty much just um, indexed pixels. So a color lookup table at the top or palette at the top, whichever one way you express, and then a list of indices, generally 4-bit indices or sometimes 8-bit indices, and then that creates a texture. Other times it'll just kind of be direct 16-bit color. Very rarely, I think one of these was 32-bit color. But anyways, the texture format turned out to be extremely simple. So you can run through extract all the files and extract all the textures. So the one thing I'm kind of caught up on right now is my plan is to be able to, when I read the textures and files in the browser, it's a lot easier if I can get access to everything at once. It makes it a lot easier to start building relations between textures and um, uh, textures and models, or models and animations, depending on how they do it. It's just easy to have access to all the files directly from here, and then rather than have people extract everything and then copy it into here and have to deal with kind of incomplete stuff, I like to be able to just have people import file.fpb, be able to grab all the MML, all the MBL archives, and then be able to build the relationships and just kind of show it directly here. And that's kind of what I'm getting caught up on, because there's in Phantasy Star Portable to Ininity. Hey, I said that the first time. There are two kinds of NML archives. One I can actually extract and generally work with pretty well. The other will have uh, the value of 0x10, or 16 in normal numbers. Will have the value of 16 at offset 5. And it's just a completely different format. So maybe someone else who works here, I kind of asked Jam. I think Jam is able to do it. He's kind of hinted at it. I don't know completely. Um, Agrajag, maybe he might be a little bit familiar with this, but I've got I can spend a little more time on it. I'm kind of leaning in the direction of just kind of what I can extract now, could just kind of go with. But in the future, I would like to be able to extract all the files to just be able to access file.fbb file directly and then be able to do that. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Um, so uh, yeah, and so I guess that's about it for now. So this is just a quick introduction of um, Phantasy Star Portable to Infinity. Quick proof of concept, the models do work. The file.fpp is just a list of archives end to end. The archive format I've been able to manage and get to one archive format. The other archive format kind of evades me, so if anyone has information on that, I'd definitely be very, very open and perceptive to it. And then lastly, I guess I'll just keep kind of texture format is done, probably, and I guess I'll just kind of start looking into more and more models to see if I can get um, more stuff done, or look at more test cases and start kind of expanding what I'm able to read and what I'm able to do just beyond the simple drops. So this is a quick video. Thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next update.